Greetings and salutations. I'm not going to beat around the bush this time, so let's just get right to it. First of all, I'm thankful I'm not covetous for making various e-friends over the internet, and such pointless things dwell not in my desires. Otherwise, it might pay me to say that after reading a few of Twop's posts in the match, I immediately put him on ignore, and I honestly doubt that I'll be taking him off anytime soon. He mostly hid behind his partner and spammed the match with pictures of Pickles he did in MS Paint and a few random YouTubes he swiped here and there in order to create some sort of Trompe Louis type of trickery and make it look like he was actually contributing something to the match when he wasn't. If Casker actually bothered to get her facts straight most of the time, Twop probably wouldn't have had any reason to post in the match at all, considering most of his posts were mainly just him correcting Casker in regards to the judges and stips. As for Pickles, well, he pretty much steamrolled everyone into the ground in this one, and his amazing display of Black Muse sketches were second to none. Basically, the best way to explain Pickles' greatness in this match would be for you to go rent the film Time Cop, and wait for the scene where Jean-Claude Van Damme does that split thing that makes his groin look super powered. Let's just put it that way. And if you actually go back and read one of Pickles' posts, it'll probably be a lot like that. Standouts include the Black Muse sketches, followed by the Black Muse sketches, the Sandusky post, and both videos Poof were made and recorded for him. That part with the bum and the random stuff he was making Reaper blurt out, what was it, boogada boogada boo, boogada boogada boo, that was hilarious. Team Twop was taking a pretty bad beating at this point. I mean, to the point where I would have used a radio for backup if I had a radio for backup, and got my army of ghostwriters to make some posts for them as well. Casker. She tried to play off Pickles' Sandusky post and pretty much ruined his momentum by trying to ride its coattails and add her own spin to his material. Her sense of humor doesn't really complement his that well, and she did leave a lot of holes for Reaper to take advantage of and try to debate her on. So in short, less trying to debate on Casker's end, and more serendipitous moments of utter Casker greatness. More slug chops, too. The thread definitely needed more of those slugs, since I've always maintained that Casker is one of the greatest choppers, if not the greatest chopper in Flametown. Reaper, he done fucked up with the Full Metal Jacket post. Not because I think he straight up plagiarized it, although he is now trolling to the extent that he did, but rather he was too lazy to paraphrase the quotes and instead used entire, unchanged quotes. Then again, the drill sergeant's quotes are so perfect and iconic, it's kind of pointless to try to improve upon them. I did laugh, however, at the whole zombie fairy angle, and I didn't mind the song. It's just a shame he had to carry around a smoldering dish rag around like a hand puppet and depend on it as a partner. Otherwise, he might have been able to pull this one off. Once again, as Pickles would say, Reaper, ripping off Full Metal Jacket quotes instead of paraphrasing them? No, no, no. Oh yeah, Twop. You know I'm only messing with you, right? Don't send me another PM. I thought you did a pretty good job in this match burying your partner, and I really did enjoy your ingenious use of an old candy bar as a weapon. But back to my love for Casker. While I think a lot of her material is stagnant and entirely self-indulgent, she is one of the only female posters currently doing matches. She is persistent enough, too, kind of like that cheerleader from Heroes who can jump off a building and get up with nary a scratch. So I think in that sense she's pretty much impossible to get rid of. Her punctilious dedication to actually showing up to matches is kind of commendable as well, even if she does kind of fucking suck at being mean, and I'm not entirely certain a steamy, seamy forum filled with trolls and flamers is where she should actually be. At least she didn't sit back like some sort of accursed, petrified bowel movement like Twop did, and she actually tried to contribute something. Now as for who won the match, easy enough to call. Pickles had 4 great posts, and Reaper had 2. The sketches were the best posts in the match, whereas watching Reaper argue screenshots or whatever with Casker had enough sedatives in it to floor a really, really fat guy. So while I hope all of you die soon by being inadvertently inserted into a washing machine whilst trying to communicate to a man in a laundromat about how his breasts make him seem ladylike in profile, etc., etc. There can only be one winner, and after much deliberation, Swiss rolls, and fracas with a random table with wheels on it, I have decided to give my vote to Team Pickles. Pickles, he is really quite funny sometimes, and underlying this, and once in a rare while breaking through his pose, is the lyrical tenderness which must be at the deep heart's core of a very sensitive flamer in touch with his innermost feelings. Otherwise, how else would he be able to draw such nice hair? Casker, 10 out of 10. Would bang again. Reaper? Reaper's posts remind me of the fact that the male seahorse carries its young until they suddenly issue forth from the belly like confetti. That's basically what happened to Reaper's brain. It's confetti. Anyway, vote Team Pickles. Now if you'll excuse me, Twop just sent me another PM, and I have to go find out what he wants. Please feel free to sit back and think about the fact that Twop actually has a body like Stephen King.